is a it is a race thing, Gran Turismo Sport. It's on Z Heritage Race. It's a race 2. Fuki Z car. It was by I think his name is Sung Kang. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he played Han. He had the orange Mazda, and that's what I'm driving, is one that's painted like that. But he actually designed the Gretty Z car, and it was put in the game. And so I'm using that car, the Gretty Fugu Z, and I've put a paint job on it to match what his paint job was in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. So, anyways, part of the reason I'm doing this video, though, is to show you guys the bug with this, the distance mileage. It says I've only done 8.7 miles, and I've done more than that, but it doesn't count it correctly. And you'll see that afterwards when it goes to count. One count shows the correct number, but then this one shows the incorrect. So, anyways, let's start this and see how it goes. And I will kind of let you guys know how the car handles. I have done a little bit of tuning on it. I'm actually running it underpowered to get more running stuff, because they have kind of a compensation if you have a handicap. You might be seeing that there are Nissan 350Zs in here, and I have actually taken one of those and I painted it like DK, the Drift King's car from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, because that was actually the car that we used. Sorry. Overall, this car doesn't do bad. It is slightly underpowered, but some of that's because I have it detuned for better that handicap bonus. And I will show a little bit of replay at my bad driving after I'm done. Actually looks like it's going. Yes, I generally am a Dodge guy. Most people around me know this. But I try to drive several different cars in here, and I tune them to my liking. So, for me, they tend to handle good. They tend to have a bit of oversteer with a planted rear end. The rear end might come out slightly, but what he actually put into it. Howdy, thanks for stopping in. A little bit different than the racing videos as you used to see me put out. Don't worry, more of those are coming though. The sport mods, as of today, the sport mods should come out tomorrow, and modifieds the day after that. So. How you doing? Say hi there in the comments so I can see it. Sort of. The comments are on my blind side, but I can see it. So I don't look. It's a good timing. You'll get to see part of the reason I'm doing this video. It's actually a complaint video. I've been complaining about it for a month or two now. And we're on good luck terms with it. And that is that the distance counter does not work. So I was up against a Z car race. So all of them are Z cars, different eras and that. So this is where the issue is, because if you look at the purple one, it's the distance. It says I have 6.9 miles additional with this race. You look up at the right, 7 when I started the race to now 21.2. So, but watch what happens when that purple box adds into there. 28.1, 15.6. I should have the 28.1. Met the challenge. There's a challenge in the game where you do so many miles every day. Met that challenge, and it unlocks a bonus car. So I should have gotten that bonus car now. But this game, for the last couple months, has been having this bug where it doesn't count all the races that you do, or it doesn't count the entire race that you do. So this is a video to show that bug in the game, and with me talking, hopefully people will be able to see and realize, oh, that's the problem. So anyways, on a positive note, I'm going to go and adjust this a hair bit. Very small adjustments, because if you do big ones, then you can wind up making too big of adjustments and it wind up hurting you. Okay, so here's the replay. So you'll be able to actually see it from the outside. So if you kind of look at the paint scheme, I tried to get that paint scheme from the Tokyo Drift car on there, but have it fit and go with the shape of this car, because one of the movie had a body kit, and so they had it painted to go along with that. And so I was trying to do kind of the similar thing to it. But post up a comment, tell me what you think. If you think it looks good, or if you don't remember that car since it was so long ago now. That is one of my most favorite video franchises, is the Fast and Furious. So I've done all three of these races already. And if you total up the miles that it would be, then I should have gotten the bonus car. Because it should kick the bonus car right here. But, you're thinking, get my hopes up thinking that you might actually have fixed yourself. Of course not. So yeah, as you saw, this should be 20 something. Shut up. See, because it's not counting in them in here in the daily workout either. Because I generally would get on and I would do enough to get that, then I would go off and do other stuff. Been kind of all over. Wow. Daily workouts. Maybe that's what I should call it. Daily workout counter. Maybe that's why they don't get what the heck I'm saying. So, anyways, I'll show you guys some of the cars that I've made. Now you can see this one a lot better. Come on. I did put the game's window sticker up on the top because on the movie car it had a Veilside sticker going across the top of the windshield. Well, this game doesn't let you do window stickers, so the only thing I could do was the Gran Turismo like you see it. So it's, even though it doesn't say what it did in the movie, it's accurate for what was in the movie. There was a window decal there. But anyways, okay. So here's one of the Nissan 350Zs. This one I've done as DKs. A lot of times I kind of repeat them. But here's an Mazda RX-7. It's done as Dom's RX-7 from the first Fast and Furious, the red one. But I've made mine a special edition or collector's edition. And so it's a red chrome instead of just the like fire engine red type color. That's just one that I made myself. I like black and red, so that's what I do. Kind of a little Supra. Want to be Supra, baby Supra. There we go, baby Supra. SFR racing concept. It's actually a surprisingly good car. For how little the thing is, it's surprisingly good. It handles surprisingly well. I actually like it. Same car, different paint scheme. So the Eclipse that was blown up in the first Fast and Furious movie is what this one is. And again, this is kind of a collector's edition. It's got a kind of metallic pearlescent paint on it. And so that's what I kind of do. I'll go and I'll make them so that it's like the regular color so it matches the movie exactly. But then I'll go and I'll take that same setup and I'll put like a chrome or a metallic paint onto it for me to use personally. So if you ever play online and you see me playing online, which honestly I rarely ever do, if you see it and it's kind of that metallic or that chrome, chances are it's me. But, part of the reason I did this is because this is actually what became the new Supra that was just released, I think, a few months ago. So I did a paint scheme on that one to match the Supra from the first movie. Lancer Evo from the second movie that him and his real name is Tyrese. Oh, I can't remember his real name. Leave a comment with what his real name is. I can't remember it. With the black guy who had the chromed out convertible Eclipse. Um, this one here, if you watched, I want to say I think it was Fast 6, where they go up against the tank and then they wind up blowing up the great big huge jet. when they're going up against the tank in that scene, Paul Walker is driving. It's an older Ford Escort, is actually what it is, but it had a paint scheme the same as what this one does. And I have shared it, so if you get this car, it's a Renault R8 Gordini. I did this one just because it has a similar shape and the lights are similar to what that Ford Escort had, so that's why I did that one. Lamborghini, again, just black and red. Another Eclipse. This is supposed to look kind of like a modern Eleanor from the 2000 remake of Gone in 60 Seconds. So it's just kind of a modern, more modern Mustang based off of that classic. A lot of what I do are replica cars. Herbie, again, I released it within the off white, and then I made it a kind of a pearlescent uh, off white for me. So again, kind of a collector's edition. Patriotic Shelby Cobra. I think this is actually themed for Captain America, I believe. I did hero themed cars. Yeah, so I think that's what that one is. Blacked out Charger Hellcat. I don't know if this has a special paint job on or not, but I've actually done a paint job for a modern General Lee on it. Uh, I've also tried to do one. It didn't look that good in my opinion, but I tried to do one where it looked like the retro Charger from the first Fast and Furious. And then I've done, what have I done? I've done several different ones, but I've done Punisher. I did a Punisher one on this with the Punisher skull and had the skull where it was white, and then there's black flames coming off of it, and the car itself was a matte black with gloss black flames. So it actually looked pretty good. Corvette. This is a Group 4 race car, but I designed it to look like the Hennessy Exorcist car. I believe it was a 1,000 horsepower car meant to compete with the Dodge Demon and that. This is basically, if I ever had the money to get a Viper, this is what it would look like. Or at least if I had to pick it from out of the game. All black, red ring, red. What are those rings called? I forget. Red beadlocks. There we go. Red beadlock wheels, black rims, and then it has a big red Viper logo. It actually has the Viper logo that I use on the hood. So, um, modern remake of the Too Fast Too Furious Skyline from the second movie that from the second Fast and Furious. Um, and again, with any of these that are movie replicas, I tend to go and like this one's not mine, so don't think that one's mine. I tend to go and I tend to do them so that they are photo matched to the movie, not the tour cars that go afterwards, but the actual movie itself. And I'll actually use images from the movie to place decals and all that. Sometimes I might have to take a bit of creative license to uh, get the decal placement to look correct, look good on it. Just kind of doing this one so you guys can kind of see a different car kind of up close. Because all the decals, because like in the movie, the Eurolight on the front bumper, that's actually straight. But to get it to look proper on here, I needed to do it at the angle. A little bit of creative license with a few things, but compared to the movie cars, they're identical. As generally as close as you can get. Um, a fast Herbie is a Porsche. Actually, another creator in the game, he made this one. This is supposed to be the Eclipse from Too Fast Too Furious that Tyrese drove in there, and it doesn't do bad. It's a Group 4 car, but it doesn't do bad. I like it for being a Porsche. This one I did. This is the wife's Lamborghini. I made this one for my wife. I had a little bit of her input on it, and so she likes it. It's kind of Hawaiian themed. Has some Hawaiian. I don't know the name of the flowers, but it has Hawaiian themed named flowers in there that she likes, so I put them on there. And then where the hood is at, it looks like it's kind of a splash on the car. Hood being the back part where that opens over the engine. Uh, Looks like it's kind of splashed onto the car, so it's kind of neat. Another Lancer Evo from Too Fast. This is supposed to be the Bond car. I don't remember which Bond film it was, but I know that it got cut in half with a helicopter with saws on it. It's usually used for trimming trees, power lines that go through the woods. But anyways, I know it was cut in half with in the movie, so I remember that. My themed Viper Group 4, just decided to make it kind of wild with flames and stuff. The uh, Lancer Evo from Tokyo Drift that Sean winds up getting, and I haven't actually set it up for drifting though. Shame on me. I know. I really should. Um, yes, I'm a Dale Earnhardt fan, both Dale Earnhardt Senior and Junior. Um, so when I do have a Chevy, if it's one that warrants it, then I tend to do a theme for them on it. So black and red cars, just 'cause that's what I like. This is another one of the hero cars. Can't tell by the color. It's supposed to be Iron Man, and I was trying to do it so that it looked fun, but like they could possibly drive it in real life. So I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. actually would, but yeah. Yes, I have a General Lee. It actually does pretty good off road in the dirt. Uh, actually surprised me, and it doesn't jumps not bad either. So, and I actually have several paint jobs for this one. Um, actually, let me show you. Oh, do it again. Do it again. Oh yeah, I love the sound of American muscle. Oh yeah. Okay, so I have several different paint schemes that I've done with it. Uh, this one is basically it's just purely blacked out. Uh, I can't tell what I did on that one. I think it was still blacked out with red accents and time period wheels. Um, this one is supposed to. Actually, I think both of these are supposed to look like the Charger from the first Fast and Furious. I think I did this one first, and then I wound up getting paint chips to make it look better, so then I wound up going back and redoing it, and it came out like this. Um, Gotta get my black and red ones in there. I didn't think it looked half bad, so I kept it. My General Lee, of course. The Ice Charger from Fate of the Furious, I believe it was. I've done that one. On the back, on the trunk, I tried to make it look like there was the EMP generator and turbine engine and all that stuff back there. So, kind of neat looking. Uh, the end of Fast 7, trying not to bring a tear to my eye, when Paul Walker's character and Vin Diesel kind of drive off in the sunset, and Paul's character is in the white Supra, and Vin is in the silver Charger. That Charger is actually called the Maximus Charger, and I want to say it has like 2,000 plus horsepower in it. I'm not sure. Hey, how's it going? Comment and say hi in the comments, just so I know it's somebody alive. Just going through and kind of showing some of the cars that I've made in Gran Turismo, and I showed earlier the bug that drives me nuts. So, did this one just kind of be American patriotic themed. Um, I don't know that I ever really finished it. Uh, Went back and redid. Okay, I made this generally, and I did the wheels the best that I could with what I had at the time. I then wound up getting these wheels, which were actually accurate to the car, and so I put those on. So that's what it's been running ever since. And then these are actually duplicates of these cars down here. So, but so where are we at? Answer Evo. They do have Smoking the Bandit Trans Am in here. I can't mess with that. Love you, Bert. I'm not going to mess with that car. It actually had a stock paint scheme that was his, so that's where that one stays. Um, if you watched TV in the 90s, there's a show called Viper. It had a Dodge Viper car as kind of a hero car, and it would transform into a Defender mode where it was gray and all that. And so this is supposed to be kind of a replica of that Defender car. Yes, I'm kind of a nerd on that. I like Knight Rider. That's where I got my black and red from. So yeah, this Mustang's supposed to look like the one from Tokyo Drift that Sean uses in the final battle with DK. I have not set this car up for drifting though. It's mainly a road course car. This one's supposed to look like the hero car from Initial D. It's a Japanese anime cartoon. The kid works for his uncle, and one of his deliveries is over a mountain pass, and his uncle tells him he has to do it stupidly fast, so he wound up learning how to drift. It's kind of the basic principles of it. So, sounds like it might be interesting. Go check it out. Uh, I watched it, and I thought it was kind of interesting for me. This one is kind of a tribute car that I did for Paul Walker. It has the super theme on it, but then it's kind of a, to me, kind of an angelic pearlescent white orange. So I thought it was a nice tribute car for him. Um, SRT Tomahawk. I can't tell. I think I might have made that one a replica of a Knight Rider car, the Knight Rider 2000 movie, I believe. Tomahawk X, pure carbon. I do like the way that carbon fiber looks, so I will do that paint scheme on some of my cars. But this one is actually what you can buy it as in game, pure carbon and that. McLaren F1, blacked out. I don't know. I can't tell if this is a Knight Rider themed car or not, or actually put a Knight Rider scanner deal on the front or not. So, uh, Diatomoso Pantera. I actually have a paint job for that one where it's supposed to look like the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So it's kind of neat, kind of funny to see that. I would have my truck painted to look like kind of the medium stripe down the side, black and red beadlock wheels, and that. So kind of simple, but it would suit me. It fits my personality and what people know of me. If you watch the '80s Knight Rider, the semi truck that transported was the mobile command base for him. The truck of it was painted like this. I want to say it was in later seasons that it was painted like this, but it was painted similar theme to that. Chromed out Lambo. Hey, if you got money, flaunt it. So chromed out Lambo. Did another Lamborghini Huracan. This one is again for my wife. This one's her Dolphin Mobile, so it's themed with dolphin and water and that type of thing. So, and again, she did have some input on it. So she kind of has her style, and I definitely have mine. Um, Mini Coopers, black and red. Other than the ones in, oh, what was that movie? Comment what that movie was that they had Mini Coopers and they did. I think they did like a bank heist or something and had these Mini Coopers going downstairs and through the subway, I think, and all that. Comment what that movie was because I can't remember what it was. Um, so another Tomahawk, Pagani Hyra or Hura. I don't know how you pronounce that right, but I don't know if I did. I think I did a chrome. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's chrome or if it's carbon fiber, but chances are it's one of those. Because, like I said, I like the carbon fiber. I did made this up, and it's kind of a two-tone Viper, where the front's kind of black and then the back is, in mine it's chrome. But I actually released this one, and you can do it in different colors, whatever colors you want. So I thought it looked kind of cool the way that I'd done it. So first Fast and Furious. Not Letty, Dom's girlfriend, but Brian's girlfriend. I can't remember her name. But this is what her car was in the movie. And so it's, I don't know if it actually was an Integra, but I know it was similar to it. And so this is a car similarly themed for that. Um, again, first Fast and Furious. Jesse. the kid that raced the dang it, now I'm brain farting on names. Uh, he raced the main bad guy in it, the Japanese dude with the black S2000. He raced him and lost the car. So this was kind of the closest that I could find to a Volkswagen Jetta. So it became painted like his. It's not a half bad car for being an FF, front engine front wheel drive. It's not a bad car. I've tuned out most of the front engine front drive push, so it does pretty decent now. Um, Honda Civic, again, from the first Fast and Furious. I themed this one after the Civics that they were using to steal the trucks. So they were all black with rims that were similar to what it has, and then they had a green neon glow under them. And so I did that bottom edge of the green to represent that glow. Uh, Little Mazda Miata. When the game had first come out, this was the only convertible in the game. And so, since there haven't been a whole lot of convertibles in the Fast and Furious, thankfully, uh, I did this one like Suki's car from Too Fast, Too Furious. Uh, Remember her? Grrr! The wife loved that scene. Um, so yeah, it's themed after that one. The decals and stuff, I did it all on that. I found the decals in the game and made it and all that. And yeah, okay, this one is again another kind of tribute one to Paul Walker. It's screen accurate for all the decals and stuff, but I did it again in the kind of pearlescent metallic color representing for me. So, but I did release one that was the traditional orange for it, and it's in my profile. If you go and look, you're able to get it. Um, Again, another Eclipse from the first one. Uh, Too Fast, Too Furious, the Skyline from in there. It's a good car. It's detuned a bit, but it's a good car. I do like it. Don't tell my nephew that I admit that a Nissan is good, but it's very few. Anyways, uh, yeah. So this one, I actually think this one I kept all original. I think, or all movie scene with color and stuff. Because a lot of people don't realize that the stripes in there, they were actually two different colors. Because at the front it was a lighter blue, and then as it went up over the hood, it transitioned to a darker blue for the rest of the car. And so I actually have that represented in here. So yeah, I know what it is. It's a nice car. This is actually the Skyline that I do like. He likes the R35, I think it is, the newer one. I prefer this one, in part because it was in Too Fast, Too Furious and that. I even incorporated in the. If you look at the car in the movie, it had a little ring loop thing in the movie. I have incorporated that into this paint scheme so that it's represented there even. And I haven't seen any other makers go into that detail with their Skyline replicas. So, oh, it's probably not going to go to the back end. Nope. Okay. All right. Okay. Where were we? There we are. Okay. So this Chevy Camaro, tried to do it as Bumblebee. It was actually one of the first cars I had made. It's not bad. I actually went back and redid it, so it's actually a lot better than what the first one was that I'd made. But I want to say it was probably Bumblebee from like the first or the second Transformers movie. Um, Maybe the third, but I don't know about any later than that. But uh, again, it's not a terrible car for being a Chevy. I'm a Dodge guy. What can I say? Viper that I did, and I put side pipes on it. They're not real, but side pipes because the old Vipers had side pipes, and they got in trouble because people get out and they burn their legs, so they want to put them under the body, and yeah. Again, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I don't remember exactly what car it really is. I think it's a Sylvia, but Mona Lisa from Tokyo Drift, the car that Sean drove that put him into Han's debt for the rest of the movie. because he wound up destroying it. Still a good movie. Only movie that I actually like where they wreck a Viper. If you're curious about it, go watch that movie. Go check it out. It's a good movie. It's a good franchise. First Fast and Furious was shoot. Tell me the name if I hover over it. No, it was one of the kind of side characters. Uh, Vince, I think, or one of them. I forget which one, but it was their car. Vince's one of the side characters there. One of his car. Uh, yes, I'm showing my age. The Turtles cartoon that went around in the 90s. This is supposed to be a Turtles van reminiscent of that. Painted it to go and represent, look like that one. If you kind of look, it kind of looks like it has kind of a turtle shell on the top and that. So I am still definitely a kid at heart. Um, okay. So again, this one it wasn't a Subaru that he was driving in the movie. I don't believe, but another one of the side characters, kind of like Vince here, or whichever one. I forget what their other names were. I'm sorry. Post what their names were, will you? Um, which one was this? That was one of the Fast and Furious ones. I'm gonna have to watch the movies. I don't remember which one it was, but I know that it was in one of the Fast and Furious. I want to say it was Tokyo Drift, but I don't remember who the character was. Um, this one again, Fast and Furious. First one. Actually, I think this was Vince's car. I think. No, it was the other dude that had the radio during the race. Anyways, another Eclipse. Um, this time with a little Toyota. Come on. Another Evo with the Tokyo Drift paint scheme on it. It's kind of normal, super themed car. This is kind of the race version of it. Um, another Herbie. Okay, they finally introduced a S2000 in the game, and so when they did, I jumped on it, and I wound up making Suki's uh, car from Too Fast Too Furious, with it being actually on a S2000. Enjoy the sound of that nice little S2000. But again, this is a pearlescent or metallic. Actually, I think this might be a flake. But a collector's edition paint job for me personally. But I did release it in its proper colors for the public. And I actually went and I blacked out the roof on this to represent more of it being a convertible. If it would hurry up and transition to the back end of the car. Come on. Come on. Hurry up. I wish the game would let me do it like manually. It doesn't though. Come on, thank you. So you can kind of see the back of it. And on this one, when I initially had released it, because this is actually a second version, if you look at the license plate, I do any of the movie cars I do that had Paul Walker in it. I do a tribute to Paul Walker. To me, he seemed like he was a great guy for being an actor in that. He did some things outside of acting that were really good, um, helpful, both helping both animals and people and all that. He loved the ocean and stuff. So on any of the Fast and Furious cars that were in a movie that he was in it, I put that R.I.P. Race in Paradise, Paul Walker, and then the day he was born and the day he passed on all the cars. But I do it in a very small, not in your face, minimalistic way, just so that it's just kind of a nod, a tribute to him, so that people know that he's not forgotten. So, the bad guys S2000 from the first movie. S2000 again. So did that. This one I did not make. This one I downloaded. I know, shame on me. I should make it. Um, Fast Herbie again. Was trying to do Doc Hudson from Cars. The overall shape of the car to me kind of suited him, suited it, suited making it, and so I did it. But I couldn't find all the decals, so I haven't released that one to the public yet. Was bored, so made the Eclipse out of a Civic. The shape wasn't terrible, but yeah. Um, I think I did this one to kind of be a version 2 Bumblebee, I think is what I was going for. I don't remember for sure. This one again, if you watch the Night Rider 2000 movie, it's supposed to be themed after that hero car that they had in there. Um, this one, it's supposed to be themed for Thor, and so I think maybe that's Carbon. I did several themed cars for heroes. So Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor, Captain America. Actually, one of the Corvettes, I don't know which one, I did it themed for Black Widow. I don't remember which one, but yeah, I did different schemes for those. And like the truck I did for the Hulk, but it's like they weren't like cartoony, stupid looking. They were ones that they could have theoretically driven in real life. So I got a Dale Jr. one. It is accurate with actual Budweiser, not Earnhardt Inc. or Earnhardt Jr. or whatever on it. It is accurate with Budweiser, his actual sponsor. Uh, some of the Lamborghinis, when I got multiples, I wound up doing a Batmobile theme on several of them. So this one was actually all out of my imagination. Mountain Dew themed Ford Focus rally car. It just seemed like it would be a good match. Because I mean, I like American cars. It was a rally car, and Mountain Dew likes exciting things like that. So I thought it'd be a good combination. Plus, one of my hobbies is radio control cars. Traxxas, the company right there underneath the headlight, they have a rally car that's a Ford Focus. I think it's a different model than this one is, but they have one that's a Ford Focus too. So that's why I put their sponsors on there. I like Toyo tires. That's what I have on my pickup. Is Toyo MTs and that. But I try to make it so it could look realistic, but it wasn't like overwhelmed with sponsor decals on it. And so that was kind of how I wound up designing it and making it. So, anyways, crap. Wrong button. Didn't want to go back yet. Come on. Thank you. Go back in. Okay. I don't know how many more we got. I'm going to try to kind of speed this up a little bit. Uh, Fast 7. When they're trying to get the hacker, Paul Walker was driving a Subaru that had a paint scheme like that. So that's what that one is. And again, that one will have the tribute to Paul on the back. It's supposed to look like a DMC DeLorean. Not the Back to the Future DeLorean, but a DeLorean. The shape was very accurate for it. Again, another Iron Man themed car. Chrome SRT Tomahawk. The thing is so fast that it just be a blur going by you. Um, I don't know. I don't know if that was Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor or not. I don't remember. I think it might have been. Pretty sure it was. Um, 2008 Knight Rider kit attack mode is actually what that one is. So it has kind of light type things around the front and uh, space where it had like transformed, and so there was gray instead of black and all that. Another Paul Walker Skyline tribute. Another Knight Rider 2008 car. Did a little car for the wife. This one's Lilo and Stitch themed, so it's kind of a cute little one. Lilo and Stitch all over it. All I'm gonna say is this one is themed after 50 Shades of Grey movie. If you don't know what that is, I don't know what to tell you. If you're old enough, you know what it's about. If you're not, wait till you're older. Again, another Knight Rider, 2008. Classic Supra. So this is a 88 Supra that I did as that first Fast and Furious Supra theme. Expo did it as kind of a Batmobile themed car. This Supra, this one is replica of the Supra from Fast 7 that Paul Walker kind of drove off into the sunset. This is a tribute car for that one. 60s Batmobile, kind of a black and orange and all that. It doesn't look bad. You can definitely tell what it is. You look at it up close. Another Knight Rider. Uh, this is my version. They did an American, a Patriot missile is what I think they called it, but it was a Viper by SVS Performance, I believe. That was like 1,000 horsepower or something, and for a long time it had a record at, I think it was a Texas mile or something like that, where it goes 0 to 200 back to 0 in the shortest amount of time. And it had a paint scheme that was patriotic, kind of like that. So, um, this one is looks like the Time Machine, DeLorean Time Machine. I don't know if that was the one that I did or if I downloaded that one. I might have done that one. I don't remember. First Fast and Furious Supra. This is when they had released the actual Supra, and so this is the racing version of it they would use in, I want to say, like Le Mans racing and that. So before the Volkswagen actually came out in the game, this was the closest looking car, so I did that one as Herbie. So I know it's a completely wrong brand and all that, but the shape and size was about right. Um, this is the one that I was really trying to get to be Doc Hudson Hornet, just because it had really the shape and reminiscent of him, because it's the classic older style car. Again, Tokyo Drift, Sean's car. These three here are what some of the cars look like stock in the game. So you can see how drastically I changed them. Again, Fast 7, Paul Walker drove in that truck chase scene. Another one that I did for my wife. This is kind of her Fire and Ice Aventador. Kind of a cool blue with the blue flames in that. A Veneno Batman themed. This one I did kind of the more the classic 80s Batman theme with the black and the yellow on it. Um, Ford GT. It's a Spec 2 test car, so it's carbon fiber, and so then I accented it with red, and so I really like the way that that one looks. Okay, this Corvette is the Black Widow. It's kind of hard to see because black, but it has a Black Widow hourglass on the hood, and then on the sides it has a gun that looks like it's shooting a bullet going towards the front of the car. So it kind of suits her. This is a Revo Evo rally car, so it's, I don't know why I did the Eclipse on that one. Well, it's a Mitsubishi, so Hans RX-7. This is actually an RX-7, and so I wound up doing this one, and it's not a bad car. It does surprisingly well. Um, it wouldn't be a bad drag car. You get it set up right. Doesn't mean you go out and do it. I'm not condoning that. I know nothing that you do. The actual Hennessy Exorcist, done on a Chevy Camaro. This Camaro has 512 horsepower. I think the real one had 1,000. Hennessy's really good at squeezing horsepower out of cars. 1,000 is like a common number for them to hit. Um, Chromed Bugatti Veyron, black and red Tomahawk X, Too Fast Skyline. I don't know that I painted that one because the detail doesn't look like it's well enough for me. Ghostbusters cars are themed. I don't know if I released that one because I don't know if it turned out how I wanted it to. If they didn't turn out to my standard, to what I wanted, I didn't share them. I didn't share them. I didn't release them. I kept them for myself. So I only release stuff that's going to be good quality. Racing, Racing Herbie. I think I went back and kind of redid this one to kind of be more like the Herbie version that you see in the NASCAR race in Herbie Fully Loaded. So that's what that one's kind of themed after. Um, Black and red. Okay, here's the Thormobile. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like lightning going down the sides, and it's got like a hammer, Mjolnir or whatever his hammer's name on the hood. It was, and then lightning coming off of it and going around the car and all that. So, um, black and red. Another eclipse from the first one. Stock factory paint job. Factory. I was bored, so I don't know. It doesn't look that bad though, being that color shift, color changing. Um, a lot of these are just ones that are just stock. Okay, I did that one. I think I was tired one night when I did that one. I don't remember. So yeah, so that's all the cars that I have in here. Let me show you. I'm showing you this one specifically because it has several different paint schemes. Like I said, um, so you see the Knight Rider one. You see the one that is reminiscent of my truck. I've done one that looked like Optimus Prime from Transformers. So chrome blue with the red flames and all that. I think it turned out pretty decent. The original Bigfoot, I want to say from the mid 70s, I believe it was. Replica of that one. Actually, it might be Bigfoot 1 or 2, actually, because I don't think the original one had the truck on the side. Anyways, this one is themed after Hulk. So just kind of curvy muscles, veins popping, that type of thing. Has his face on the hood and all that, kind of the dark purple accents and that. I think it turned out pretty decent. 18. Actually, that VW bus that I did, I also did an A-Team theme. I believe I did an A-Team theme with that one too. But I wasn't able to get the angle at the back, like what's on the bed here. I wasn't able to get the angle on there right. So it was still A-Team themed, but it was slightly different. But it still has the overall colors and characteristics of it. Where I live at, I'm not going to get into political stuff, but where I live at, we're wanting to become our own state, and it would be called the state of Jefferson. So this is a Jefferson State patrol car. So, uh, the first Fast and Furious, the Ford Lightning that he drove, was Racer's Edge. So that's what this one is modeled after. Just completely blacked out. Uh, Again, Hennessy Performance. They call it a Velociraptor, and it's one that they've customized and modified it. This one has 600 horsepower, so it's one of the fastest Raptors on the road. Did this one to be in tribute or made for Gravedigger, the monster truck. I haven't actually been able to crush anything with it. Darn, I just see some friends of mine can do that. Just some black and red themed ones that I did. In Disney Pixar movies, Pizza Planet truck, Toy Story, and actually most all of them, it's hidden a lot of the time somewhere in the movie. And so I did a replica of that Pizza Planet truck. Um, I was bored, so I just did an American patriotic themed Raptor, and so that's how that one came out. I watch a guy on YouTube, Demolition Ranch, Vet Ranch, Off the Ranch. He has all three channels. He actually owns a Ford Raptor, and he's a really good guy. He's funny. Um, he does vlogs all the time. Then he has a gun channel for Demolition Ranch and all that. Anyways, as he had left and gone somewhere for a trip, and he left his truck there, well, his wife wound up going and having his truck vinyl wrapped in pink. His truck is normally black. And so, as a joke, his wife went and had his truck wrapped in pink. Part of it was because he'll go and he'll buy things or he'll do things, and then he'll say, "Don't tell Mayor." Mayor is his wife, and so this was kind of a payback for Mayor found out. So I did that one just kind of for fun and shared it to him and whatnot. Uh, those of you that know that I do the RC cars, Traxxas is a major company there. They're supposed to be kind of reminiscent of the Traxxas Slash monster truck or short course truck, Baja truck. And so did that scheme for it. Um, Actually, the rest of these are duplicate ones. So, but anyways, yeah. So this is a lot of what I have and a lot of what I do here in the game. And now you see the issue that I've been fighting with this stupid distance mileage. So, anyways, I'll let you guys get back to doing whatever, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, keep tuned for tomorrow for the Sport Mod Heat and Main to come out, and then the day after that for the. Or wait, maybe today was the Sport Mods. Stay tuned because they're doing the Heat and the Mains for each class over the 4 days after the race. So, anyways, we'll see you next time.